All right, hello, come on in. If you are here today, I welcome you. I am glad you joined me. I am Kathy Freeman with Kathy Freeman Art, and I am a mixed media artist, and I am really happy to be here and share with you what I love to do, and that is mixed media. If you are joining me, go ahead and put your name in the comments and tell me where you're from. I'll have somebody with my phone comment back and answer any questions that you have. It's a little easier for me to do that than I can stay focused on the project when I'm actually doing something. But I want to let you know that I am really happy that you're here and you're here joining us. I have just opened, well, not just, it's been open for several days now, and I've been talking about it, so it's nothing new, but my doors to my membership, Adventurous Creatives, is open right now and it closes Thursday. That's tomorrow evening. So don't procrastinate. Hop on in and join us, ladies. We'd love to have you. I do 3 projects a month at the minimum, and you can pick and choose and just have some creative inspiration given to you each month. All right, I'll talk about that later. Let's get on with the project now. And I wanted to share with you just a relaxing mixed media project that I'm just creating right on the fly. So I don't even know what it's going to be, other than I want to tell you I do love mountains. And so I'm going to start with probably that type of a structure, a scene, you might say. But let me change over here to this new camera and get so you can watch me do this. All right, now that you can see what I'm doing, like I said, mountains. Okay, well, I came across this piece of paper that I had on my desk, and I saw this structure here, this shape, and I thought, oh, that looks like a mountain, and I love mountain ranges. So I'm going to use this watercolor paper. It's a 4x6. I'm going to go ahead and turn it horizontal instead of vertical. I'm going to use this. I might even use this in here. I took some, I don't know if you've ever used these before, but I was just playing around because I'm working on one of the projects for my art sisters in our membership. And these Neo Color 2s, they're like crayons, but it's actually acrylic paint. And they are so fun to use. And I was mixing that on there because I was getting a color combination for a flower that I'm creating for our project. So I might use that for, I think that would be kind of a neat sunset. If I didn't want to cut and put this on here, I can absolutely add those and that would be just fine. All right, enough talk. Let's get started. And I'm going to start with this right here and put this on. Use my matte gel. And just go ahead and stick this down. I can pull it over this way. I can pull it this way. Before I put that on, I'm going to, let's rip at the bottom a little bit to give it some unevenness. Give it a little bit of, there we go. We can put that on there. And I'm thinking before I even stick that on, I am going to pop right over here, grab those if you haven't used them, and you've got a little extra cash to buy something. These Neo Color 2s are so fun to use. Let's do that. Let's create a little sunset on here. So this is how they work. If you've never used them before, gonna mix that. We got the blue sky up at the top. Blue skies. Do you ever say something and all of a sudden a song pops into your head? You start thinking about that song. It happens all the time to me. All right. Now, I could use water, but I'm thinking if I can get my jar opened. There we go. I think I'm going to use gesso. Seen me do this before. I use gesso up here at the top and activate them with the gesso. At least this part up here. Take my paintbrush. I use a flat tip, flat edge. Add some water, and I'll show you. We'll activate this part now with water. The reason I did the gesso at the top is because I didn't want a strong blue, nor do I want to create this green that happens when you mix yellow and blue together. So that is why I did that. Okay, I'm going to add down here, you know how the intense, when the sun's setting and you've got that beautiful back over this. And I'm putting this on top because I applied this while the paper was wet and it left some of the markings. And I'm wanting it to blend a little better than that. Okay. Right, we're going to leave that for our sunset. Always like to take a minute, do a little dry. Do a little dry in between my layers sometimes. All right, now I can add that. And that'll be perfect. And I'm going to put the matte gel right on the back of this. Rather than on my foundation, you know, the watercolor paper. Make sure I got the edges really well. Like that. Right, put the lid back on and put my brush in water. Close that up. Let's cut that. could save that. I might add it down here, but we'll see what I'll do with that. Right. Now, I'm not putting anything over the top because I wanted to come back in. I'm going to put away the Neo 2s. And I'm going to, let's see, should we could use Neo 2s on this, but I'm thinking colored pencils. Let's just try a little colored pencil on this. Watercolor is great too. As a matter of fact, I'll probably just go right straight for the watercolor. Got my palette here. Let's see, use a little larger brush too. Wet that up. Here we go. I'm going to use about medium round. I'm going straight in. One thing I like to do with my watercolor is I use an eyedropper. You can spray them with a little bit of a spray and activate them like so. But I know I'm going to be doing brown, so I'll put a dab of that on there. And I might even use, I don't know, let's see, these reds or something. Let's go for the brown. And I did not wet the paper, so I'm going wet on dry. And this paper is fairly thin anyway, so I don't want to add a lot of water to it. I'm going to grab a green. A little bit of an avocado green. Mix that on in here. And I love to add turquoise. I'm not sure why. I think because the mountains that I was raised as a young child around the Wasatch Mountains, and my parents, grandparents, we would go up into the mountain, and there would be these slate, and I could see the colors, the beautiful colors in it, and I believe that's why I tend to like to put that into the artwork. All right, I'm going to dry that because I don't want to oversaturate the paper, being that it's light, it's thin. And I'm going to go back to these Neo. Let's pull a brown from there. Got two browns in this particular. Don't know the color of that, but ochre. There's ochre, and this one is, I can't even see it. It just says brown. All right, I'm going to come back here and emphasize this line with my, and then create another mountain ridge. We'll add this ochre to this. And now I'm just adding straight water and I'm activating the colors. The Neo 2 aqua crayons are really fun to work with. Let's put a little bit of that right down here on the bottom. There. Does that look like a mountain to you? Does it look like a mountain range? Okay, what's fun next to add would be maybe a little water, and then we'll do the sandy shore here. So I'm going to use this color here. And right down here, we'll make this our sandy shore. Okay, let's see what we've got happening here. Add a few more of these because it's almost like the ripples of the water. Going to my watercolors, I'm going to go for a deep blue. Let's see, let's go for this one. Back here towards, it would be darker. So I'm going to make that darker back here because it's up against the shoreline of the mountains. I'll just work it down. My brush a little bit. I'm going to lift some of that. I don't want it to be a puddle, but I do want to blend it down. And I'm going to just hit this with a little heat. And my shoreline. We'll add, what color is that? It says it's purple. Doesn't look like a purple, but we'll see what happens when I hit it. I guess it is a little bit of a purple. Make purple sand, brown and purple sand. Keep my, I don't want my brush to be too wet because some areas I want blended and then some areas I don't. I love to play with it and just let it kind of dictate to me what it wants to do, but I just want to be careful not to overwork it. See, I'm just using straight water, and as the brush, the wet brush is hitting, it's really quite pretty. So do this. Kind of blend that in there. Paper towels are great for lifting. Took off more than what I wanted to, so I'll just come back with my ochre, yellow ochre. Just reapply that. Great. Okay. Let's add a little of that purple back up in here. Okay, I'm activating it, but I don't want to. Can you see how it's, let me put it a little closer here. Get it up to the camera. See if it'll focus. I took the autofocus off, so so it's not going to focus for me now. It was making me crazy though when it would do that. But see, I've left some of this, so it's just little tiny lines to kind of lift that. Fantastic. Okay, that's just a fun little, I'm going to leave that. That was quick and easy. Let's dry it. When your paper starts to roll like that, you can wet the back of it and then dry it, and it'll straighten it back out. I'm going to take my jelly roll. This is a number 5, so it's going to be thin. But I'm looking at, it's like too thin. Not enough there. I want to create that foam. Let's see if my white Neo 2s will do that. See what happens. Create that foam that you get, you know, when the water comes into the shore. Let's see if that does it. I'm not really sure if it will or not. Very slightly. I mean, I can see it, but I don't think you can. Okay, let's try. Let's see what else I have here. Charcoal white. This is actually white charcoal. That's not going to do it either. We will figure it out. Even if I have to get, I might just get white paint. I think I will. Okay, grab my white. All right, I've just got white acrylic. You can find my little brush. And I'm going to tap that. To create some of that foaming area. Just right on the edge of the shore and the water. Now if you mess up, like I have a couple times here, you just go back and reapply, let it dry, and then go back over. And it's not that hard to do. Like right here, I'm going to establish that shore a little bit better. Put some of the blue. Now let's see what I've done. Get some of that. Blend it out. Okay. And tap just a few of the areas down in there. Okay. My lid, where's my lid? Back on. What else does it need? Maybe there's just so many things. You can sit and play with this forever. Let's get our micron. Is this dry? Maybe we need a little of the grass. It's going to be too fine. Okay, I've just created little squiggly lines. Something that can maybe some weeds or something that's growing. Just a little something there in the corner. Actually, I'll go right to the corner. Just fill it in. And those are just little squiggly lines. Can hardly tell. All right, there's our project. Just a fun mixed media doodle, you might say. I really enjoyed that. Was fun to do. All right. Let me get back to my other camera. All right, I am back. Thank you for joining me today. I love mixed media. I hope you had this spark some sort of creative thought in your mind, not necessarily to have to create this piece, but to create something. And there's so many wonderful tools that you can use to just play with and experiment with: watercolors, acrylic paints, pencils, all kinds of things. So if you're interested in joining my membership, Adventurous Creatives, the Art Sisters would love to welcome you in. Go to my website, kathyfreemanart.com. Click on the tab that says memberships. It says Adventurous Creatives. Click on that. There's a lot of information there you can read. It shows some of the past projects that you will find in the library. I do a variety of different styles and different things to do. So don't wait. If you have any interest at all, now's the time to sign up, because the doors do close tomorrow evening. And then if you by chance miss this and you're listening to a replay, go ahead and go to that same page, because I will have on there a place for you to sign in to the waiting list. And you can get your name on the waiting list. And when I begin to maybe open up or something, then I can send you first off an email. All right, I'm going to close off here for today. And you have a wonderful day. Happy creating.